about an NBA blockbuster today? NBA insider Charania reporting that the Suns are trading 15-time All-Star Kevin Durant to the Rockets for Jalen Green, Dillon Brooks, and the number 10 pick in this year's draft on Wednesday, and 5 second-round picks. And for much more on this monster trade, the guy who broke the story, Charania, joining us now live from OKC. So we've heard a couple of the teams that were in the KD sweepstakes. Why did the Suns go with the Rockets offer?
Kevin, over the last 24 hours, Miami and Houston were competing against each other to see who would have the best package for Kevin Durant at the end of the day. And what that showed is that at the trade deadline, Kevin Durant was blindsided when he was included in any type of trade talk. But now he was in the driver's seat. He had a voice in this. Him and his business manager and partner, Rich Kleiman, worked with the Suns on his potential destinations. And the Heat made offers, but they never included a full package that had Nikola Jovic, Haywood Highsmith, Jaime Jaquez, and the draft assets necessary, and they wouldn't put Khalil Ware in. And so from the Rockets' perspective, they gave up a 23-year-old prolific scoring guard, as well as a 3-and-D player that fit the Suns' grit and toughness that they want moving forward. But make no mistake, for the Rockets, this is a win-now move around the league. Everyone knows it. This is something that gives them a #1 option and allows them to really take a step in the playoffs potentially next season.
You mentioned win-now move for the Rockets. This also doesn't include 5 first-round draft picks or even 4 first-round draft picks that we've seen the last couple of years with other players who didn't even make All-Star teams. Charania, thank you so much. El, much more on this move.
Absolutely. KD, a bit of a mercenary, if you will, right? This will be his 5th different team, including his 4th in the last just 6 years. But he's yet to find the same success that he had in Golden State. Only played in half of the games with the Nets, went through 3 head coaches in 3 seasons with the Suns, but now finds himself with Ime Udoka in Houston. I was actually with Houston native Chiney Ogwumike here when we found out he was going there. There was a lot of two-stepping in. We up! We back! We in there! But the odds just completely jumped. They now, the Rockets, have the 2nd best odds.
She's like, don't do too much.
Okay, so relax. Let me go there with you, because they now have the 2nd shortest odds behind only the Thunder to win the title next year. You think that we need to pump the brakes?
I'm not mad at 2nd shortest. I thought they're like favorites. I'm like, hello, there's a game 7 happening today. Okay, period.
Yeah.
The way I take this, especially putting my Houston cap on, which I always wear by the way, is that I don't mind this move. A lot of people are questioning, why would you do this considering that Kevin Durant is 36, turning 37? I'll tell you why. Because 5 second-round picks, I'm not too worried. 1 first-round pick, we see the 10th pick in the 2025 draft, not too worried about that. More so, this is a guy that fits the need so importantly for the Houston Rockets. 51% shooting off the dribble, that's last season the best in the NBA. He's 53% shooting in mid-range, which again is best in the NBA. If you think about the holes that the Houston Rockets have had, they made it all the way to 2nd in the West, even though they were 27th in off the dribble jumpers, 24th in overall jumpers. Do you know what that shot is? That is Kevin Durant's money shot. This is a team that's 21st in offense. They need that boost, and I think, El, you said it. They needed that #1 option. Well, hello, he is that type of guy. He's a walking 27 points per game that we saw in his tenure for 3 seasons with the Phoenix Suns. Overall, I'm looking at this, I'm like, I'm not mad at it. It's not like it's a whole bunch of firsts. It's not like you lost most of your team. We kept Amen Thompson, we kept Jabari Smith Jr., we kept Alperen Sengun, and a lot of people are very happy that we kept Reed Shepherd as well. Houston. I had my solo camera. It's all good. We do not have a problem.
We have no problem.
We have no problem with this. I have no problem, at least over here.
Why is it going to work? Because you were like, when Chiney brought it up.
Well, that, and listen, there might not be another analyst in this network or anywhere that loves defense as much as I do. I love defense. I'm going to talk about it first. I'm going to talk about it every time. Houston hangs their hat on the defensive end, but you still need someone that can get a bucket at will, and that is Kevin Durant. You still need a team, even when your team is getting stops left and right, and that's what Houston does. They needed someone on the team that opponents fear when he has the ball in his hands and when he is on the perimeter. That is Kevin Durant. Defenses will either flood to him and he can find a cutting Alperen Sengun or cutting Thompson for a slam dunk. He can find his teammates cutting around him, right? Or Kevin Durant can just go get a bucket. So his ability to score, Chiney said it perfectly. That brings an entirely new element to this Houston team.
And Kevin, you know what's kind of funny? We were prepping for our show, WNBA Countdown, and we found out this news because we're interviewing Chelsea Gray, who checked her phone, and she was like, hey, Chiney, are you okay? Wellness check. I was like, what? You got Kevin Durant on the Rockets? I was like, what?
You're like, what? Well, because it's been a long time going. In fact, the last player to join the Rockets who averaged 25 points in the prior season.
Hold on, what's it?
Tracy McGrady.
Oh, that was my basketball crush growing up.
T-Mac.
I'm outing
Very
myself.
good.
Okay,
He
yeah,
is
sorry.
feeling it and feeling really good. Bringing Tim Legler to get his reaction. Tim, obviously a lot of people blown away about this trade, but I want to know the fit that Kevin Durant has with the Rockets right now. How do you view it?
I think it's a perfect fit. I think when you looked at the Houston Rockets this year, a number 2 seed in the West, but I don't think anybody really viewed them as the top threat to the Oklahoma City Thunder. I think there was a significant gap there, and the main reason we didn't view the Rockets that way, they didn't have an answer in close games. They didn't have that guy that could basically beat any type of defense that's in front of them. A consistent, efficient alpha at the top of the food chain on their roster offensively. They sort of did it by piecemeal. Well, they've checked that box now. Kevin Durant can still do that. Incredible run of efficiency he's had now throughout his career. You put him with a great defense, an elite coach. I think the Houston Rockets now have absolutely helped elevate themselves in the Western Conference, where maybe now going into the year, we do consider them the top challenger to OKC.
Stephen A. Smith, I haven't been on the socials because I've been working, but Stephen A., I believe these are your first thoughts on national TV. It comes across your feed that Kevin Durant is a Rocket, and you're thinking what?
I'm ecstatic. I'm ecstatic for the Houston Rockets. I'm ecstatic for him because I think he's back in the championship equation. We keep forgetting that because of the lack of success that the Phoenix Suns have enjoyed, and he has enjoyed over the last several years, that this is one of the greatest players to have ever played the game. He's instant offense, and in his 30s, just like he did in his 20s, still averaging 27 a game, still shooting over 50% from the field, still shooting nearly 40% from three-point range, nearly 90% from the free throw line. He is instant offense. He's 7 feet with a 7'6" wingspan with ball handling skills, a mid-range game, a three-point shot. He can finish in the open court. He can do it all, and he's a bona fide number 1 option. So any team would love to have that. But if you're the Houston Rockets, you especially were desperate for that because you know that you're exceptionally well coached. You know that you have a lot of good players. You have a young star in Amen Thompson who can do some things. You got a champion in Fred VanVleet. But what you were lacking was that bona fide number 1 scoring option. That when all things fell apart, you can hand them the ball and say, take me there. Kevin Durant is that kind of player, and the Houston Rockets know it, and that's why they gave up a Jalen Green, a Dillon Brooks, captured the number 10 overall pick along with 5 second-round picks, because this brother is worth it.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Yeah, and honestly, the odds makers agree because they have catapulted second shortest odds now just behind the Thunder to win next year's NBA championship. Stephen A. is going nowhere because clearly we need your thoughts on Game 7 tonight from OKC, and we'll get that in just a second with our countdown crew. Thanks, SA.
Wanna try to boast at what I look like. Think I'm gonna try to wear I pull up long range. Jimmy with the heat, I'm on fire. It's NBA over here, feeling fun.